Hello everyone, how are you all doing today? I've had 11.5 hours sleep today, feeling quite rejuvenated, must be one of the perks of being unemployed. Going to go over a couple of games here today. One of these does break down 49 minutes in, but I have another game to compensate for that, but there were some fun elements that I want to go over with it. I'm going to put a Discord link in the description as well. You can join there. Quite a lot of the long-standing players are there. Might be able to organise games as such as well, and just have a little bit of a community there. Because there do seem to be quite a few of you who come into these games, especially particularly asking how you can play this online in a competitive element. Most of our games are played on Voobly.com because that is the greatest emulation of what the Microsoft Gaming Zone was that originally accompanied this game when it came out. So, without further ado, I'm going to get into the games here. So on this map we've got Shoreline here. We've got RVA, Never Stand Still, Raphael and Frola versus Tequiles, Keith, K3, Stuart and Sif Kane. So it's a 4v4. This map has a lot of food on it, especially particularly in the water. Let's have a look at the sort of food dynamics on the land. Cool wee 3 shorefish here, but they're kind of like at opposite ends, a little bit difficult to implement in your build. A couple of Cadus, not really worth it as such, but there is a Flump and there's a Ronto as well, which should be quite nice lure. And a couple of Banthas to start with. So there shouldn't really be gaps in people's worker production, especially with the 2 Banthas that, that's a given that you're going to eat those. There's actually 3 fruit bushes as well, so it's a varied diet for everyone here. A lot of different food sources there. Quite a lot of protein and a few bits of fibre here as well. And they can get their omega-3s if they go fishing. Let's have a look and see what other people are up to. You can see he's not lured yet. When are people going to start luring? A couple of idols here for Frollo. Interesting build. Lazy workforce there. Yeah, everyone's just munching on the Banthas just now. Oh, looks like RVA is going for a lure. Going for that Flump. This will be the most intense action we'll see in this game so far. That Flump not interested in the first shot. That's why you've always got to shoot them twice. Oh, it turned round. Oh dear. Well, that's just not gone into plan for him. Solidarity here with RVA, because this is a terrible,
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Terrible event that's happened to him here. On the fruit bushes, this is not optimal from K3. Should be on the old hunts. Kane doing it right there. Raf is not quite on those yet. Tequila is getting that mad scouting points with the medic. RV is committed to eating this Flump. He's like, fuck it, I'm not going to leave that 300 food to rot there. Sends the workers over. He's looking to lure the Ronto here, with not too many workers at home to kill this, to bring the beast down, so could end up a difficult fight for him. Oh, he garrisons him just in time. He won't be going down today. So not really too much happening yet, just everyone getting their food in, getting their workers built, eating those Banthas. When's he going to get luring? Not quite yet. Oh, he's got alternative food. He's on the shorefish and the Cadus. Not sure it's the greatest. It's not as efficient, but it's certainly it's diverse. It's different. It's a differential. He's getting extra food because not many people would be going for this. So if he still eats his normal food, he'd be alright. Bit of a housing moment there for RVA. Bad times. Been there. Happens a lot. Frequently. Yesterday even. Played a couple of games. Got housed many times. Felt bad. Always feels bad. It's a terrible thing. Raphael is he's on the fishing. Building that shipyard. Getting in there. A farm. A very misplaced farm out of Kane. A drunken farm. That's atrocious. I would kill that, to be honest. I would press delete on that. I'm raging about that. Even more interesting farms going down on this map. This top tier lure. RVA could learn a thing or two from this guy. He knows what he's doing when it comes to Flump sets. Oh, he's on the... Oh, these are some nice shorefish. Look at these. Right next to one another. But this is big idle gang right now. No carbon processor as of yet. He is pretty much ready to go T2 though. Certainly got a good amount of food. It's a lot of workers to be sending to carbon together though. What about this fruit bush? Well, he can't afford it, can he? Could maybe long distance them. Oh dear. Oh, it's just happening again and again. It's an epidemic. It's just not. It's a lot better than our views. Let's be honest. It's a lot closer, but you know, bad times all around. This is interesting. Early ore on 6 workers on ore in the old T1 to T2 transition, and workers being rallied across. Now, it's not a command center rush because he's not really got these guys on carbon, because you already have the ore that you need for a command center, so it could only be turrets. What else is happening? Bit of fishing. Gungan team bonus. Fishing. No fishing. No fishing. Well, shore fishing. The hipster of fishing. So it looks like there's going to be a turret rush here out of Kane onto Raphael. An interesting one. Imagine what you would want to do is you get a sneaky turret up, right, and then it covers you building the rest of your turrets, and you want to just leapfrog turrets till you're sort of shooting down the command center and cutting them off the resources that we would normally need to defend it. Don't know if there's no interesting rushes or anything going down from these boys. Interesting. So there's the turret up. He's getting the second one up here. I feel he could have been a little bit more ambitious with this one. Maybe just a little bit worried. I feel like he's maybe getting dicked by the placement of this Nova. I feel like he should really be getting the next one here. Or at least here. Like, trying to cut him off the carbon quicker. I don't think it's the biggest goal to be hitting the command center as of yet. See, he's managing to build it anyway. Like, and he's not even finished this one. It's not going to get contested. He's just going to move. And then you try and get here. You need to get to the ore. The ore is the big part of defending this. He can build turrets to defend turrets. That's quite good. So we have T3 out of these guys. The thing that really bothers me is just how stupidly close these two are to one another. And they're not bothering. It's just so passive. Just a little bit of a tiny no man's land. They won't bother. Like North and South Korea. Like, come on. Light wall, try to wall himself out here. He doesn't really want a turret going up here on his boats, because that's what's keeping him alive. And to be honest, why he's able to deal with this quite well is because he's fishing. And a lot of his workers are not being interrupted because they're out there at sea, bringing home the fish. So the turrets are getting here, pushing off. He's building a nice turret up here in this elevation. I like this because it's going to get that extra range, I think. No units get it. I'm pretty sure the buildings will as well. You see, he's trying to stop this with his scout, bringing his workers over here to melee the workers, but you can just pull more over. It is smart to delay it though, because he's going to get these up, right? And he kind of wants to, he doesn't want to lose his position. But I wouldn't say he's done too much to Raphael here, because he's just going and getting carbon here, right? He needed to cut him off the ore, which he's not been able to do, because he's got a turret up there. And he's not going to be able to get onto this carbon either, because he's got a turret. However, this slows down both players, right? And that's the sort of added part of this, is that it makes them a lot more susceptible to tech level 3 units from the pockets. He's going to struggle to defend air. He's going to struggle, in a sense, to deal with strikes, but I wouldn't say strikes too much in this game, because he doesn't have any like farms or anything like that. Like, his workers are quite well protected, other than this area, but there is turrets near that as well. The turrets are quite good against strike things. So I'd say air is the biggest vulnerability, because air at the same time can harass the utility trawler workers as well. So we can see that he's about to go T3 RV now. Imagine it's T3 out of the rest of the players in this game. These are the only two that have got the balls to be engaged in some early activity. This kind of petered out though. Like, he's got the turrets, he's cut them off from his Nova in this bit. He does have Nova here as well though, so it's not a huge issue. You just need to get some bombers or some artillery. I think artillery is quite good against these. I'm not sure about the range though. I think maybe if a turret gets +1 range. Range is the same as artillery, but he is managing to get these up on this side. But what he can do is just move them over here, and then just, to be honest, just build a shipyard here, and then just fish in this part. That's what I would do. So I'm not really seeing much out of everyone else. Just very long-standing idols there from Tequila's. He might be on the Tequila, to be honest, if he's not paying that much attention. K3 has some troopers that I don't understand. Okay. You're a pocket, mate. Very good Walden power core. Not entirely sure why though. He's maybe been mounted in his past game and he's got the fear in him, but there's not really much of a reason to be mounted in this one because there wasn't enough nerfs to justify a nursery. So you can see an early fort here from RVA. That's definitely the way you want to play Rebels. The unit is so good, the bloody air speeder. It's ridiculous. It's good defensively, it's good offensively. Like, if you're a pocket and you're Rebels, you should be rushing this unit every bloody time. Because it's an absolute nightmare to deal with. And it's not only like, does it stop people sending strike mechs to you without air support, but you can take it on your wings push, your own push, and you can completely turn things on their head when someone tries to defend strike mechs, because you can just snipe those mech destroyers that they've built to defend with it. It's only a few shots from them and they're dead, and they cost so much in the early game as well, whereas this costs so little. And plus you've got the defensiveness of a fort as well. Like, it defends 2 units in a spot as well. Like, it's just ridiculous. Always built them. So good. You can see that Raf's managed to get his T3. He's asking for a speeder here. He must be afraid that he's got strike mechs coming his way. To be honest, what he needs is a bloody fleet of bombers. he's really got an ally here with the turrets. I would say that this is a little bit redundant, because for what, 370 odd ore, you just build another shipyard? Yeah. It's annoying, but what's he got at home? He can't defend himself. He's got no pocket, really. In fact, no, I take it back. K3, despite his odd troopers that he's built, has sent him a mech destroyer. That's nice. Could have made these turrets a little bit closer to where he's actually mining as well. Offer a bit better coverage. Yeah, this is just really annoying for Raf to deal with. But if you've got the discipline, you can handle it, and you can actually make them overspend, it would seem, than how much you would spend to deal with it. So I'd say he's okay, and he's going to survive. He can still fish, he's still got an income. They're really just even, to be honest. But I think Kane's going to have a lot of a more difficult time defending himself here. A lot of strike mechs going around. He's getting sent a lot of mech destroyers though. I think these boys know that this guy's their big player that they need to keep alive. He will save them. A lot of air just idling in the base here for Stuart. Not sure what he's got planned with those. But these two just won't touch each other and they're so close. It's almost like they got a pact. A no aggression pact on Nap. I don't really know where we'll go from this one. Though what I will say is that around 49 minutes this one does die. But I really just wanted to showcase what was going on with the turret rush and break that down a little bit. I see he's still making light turrets. It'd be better if he made an anti-air turret. That would absolutely force pummels. There'd be no bombers. None of that. And he's already got air tech, so he's probably going to look to go bombers to clear this up. I don't really think he's got much ambition to do anything different this game. Oh, he is fishing. Okay. Maybe he can get himself to T3. Very concerned about getting the old anti-air troopers out here. Okay. Onto ore now. He's got his ore back. He'll be all right. So more air being sent across map by RVA. I imagine that's just going to Kane. He's sort of really doing the job of never stand still here. He's just really done a bit of harassment with strike max. Not much help with the air that his wing's experiencing. Be nice if he'd sent a couple of workers and just built him an anti-air turret while things were going down. This is the ultimate goal with it, is to get all the turrets round and start killing the command centre. Doesn't really mean much though when they're T3 and they can build more command centres at will. He has stolen his ore, which, you know, he could feel in the late game, losing all that. That's losing like 1500 ore or something. Especially if there's a lot of T4 air kicking about. Getting harassed with air, but he's fine because he's had that stable income. He's dealt with it well. I'd say I'm maybe focusing on this side too much, but there's not really much else going on in this game. It is pretty much all just being played there. Nothing else happening. Bit of air harassment here. Our boy's got that to defend. 2 wee seconds. Sorry about that, postman, and I'm too lazy to edit videos as such. Anyway, not much going on here with this. Still turrets up. Nothing dealing with them. Kane's still alive. He's gotten 2 command centers down and he is fishing, so he'll get a lot of... you get like a big economic spike now. Catch up into the game. I think I might just move on, to be honest, because this is going to sink in 30 minutes. A couple of cheeky pummels here from Never Stand Still. Look how fast those boys headbutt them down. I love it. RVA picking up some workers there, doing a bit of harassment. Not sure where this game would go, unfortunately, so I'm going to move on to the next one just because it does sink, but I just wanted to showcase the turret rush there and what was going on with that. So this is the other game that we've got. Got RVA, Stuart, Raphael, and Zujklo versus Tequilas, K3, Balam, and Kane. So, 8 nerf start, straight into nursery. Quite a lot of an insane amount of caddies, herds of caddies. The Great Plains of caddies. So it's looking like a 16 nerf game, so you get your 2 nurseries up and you get those boys in, and then you've got worker rotations for free. Zuchko on the berries as well, oddly. A bit early with the berries. So your big goal there should be to get all of these into the nursery. And then decide what you're going to do with the rest of your food. It does look like there's a Pholumpus or 2 kicking about. So you should really go berries, nurseries, and then lure at the same time, because that's the least sort of worker investment. Maybe about 3 on a full ump. Get your carbon processor up and then get the rest of your food. There's like a food processor. And then you can make the decision if you're going to go for the caddies or if you're just going to farm. They really work out about the same, to be honest. Just because you don't get a lot of meat on these quite skinny bone complexion, these creatures. Not a lot of meat, not like the mighty Ronto. So this map is, I'm pretty sure, is it shoreline again? Or is it landmass? It is a shoreline with just the most weak sea you've ever seen. The pond. The 3 ponds in the middle there. But there is decent fish on the outside, especially this sea. Whoever's got this sea is going to have a good time. Unless they meet the dreaded Colo fish and OPC killer, then they're going to have a bad time. See RVA quite late finding his extra nerfs there. This is a 16 nerf map. Yeah, it is. I feel like he's only got about 12. That's a bit shit. I've been there. It's not a good time. So as Raf's suggesting now, the biggest fear in a game like this would be getting mounted. Especially if you're the pocket, you don't want to be getting mounted then, because you're going to be so ill-equipped to deal with it. So scouting priority, especially if you're on the wing there, on a map like this, where it's so easy to pull it off, and you're already halfway through the build because you've got nurseries already. Absolutely be scouting for those early troop centres and those workers on Nova. And that's your two biggest tells, Nova and troop centres. Or Confederacy and a troop centre, because they've got all that extra Nova, because they don't need to get basic training. So imagine, if people aren't mounting, they'll be going T3, because of that big economic stimulus that is the 16 nerfs. With those extra foods. So it looks like Zuchklo is going to be going for a fort here. He's got 4 workers on the ore, so he'll be going for Geonosian warriors. I'm going to chill this out a bit now that we made it through the early game. Kane going T3. He's going for the old triple airbase with the power droid. Classic. Enjoy that one. Very doable when you've got boats and nerfs. A ton of food coming in. And he's actually got 3 nurseries as well. Oof. Bad times incoming for the other team. That'll be a lot of air that he can just shit out of here. Look at how many workers he's got on Nova as well. He can absolutely afford the production of these 3. RV is hit between 3 now. Just getting his power core and an airbase. If this air comes to him, because he's already got 4 out, 5 out, 6, oh, 6 out. Very early 6 fighters. That's going to be tricky for anyone to deal with unless they've got turrets. Preemptive turrets, really. I think they're all going to the same place. They've just oddly split themselves up. It looks like he is going to be flying straight to RVA there. And Balam seems to be sending a couple of fighters as well. So this is quite disgusting to be sending all this. He is halfway through to a turret though, which is going to cover pretty much all of his base. So he should be okay. Other than the Nova. He's going to lose his Nova workers. He's got his fighter out to defend this. So maybe just one. What happened to that air? Where did it go? Is it just idling somewhere? Or did he choose to hit somebody else? It's not going to be Stuart, he's got a fort. Keyless is in his own, he's on their team. Not sure what happened to these fighters. Do they go to Zuchka? No? Oh, it looks like he went home to defend some strike max. That's what it was. Okay. I don't think he would have done any damage to RV anyway, because he had the turret, and the turret covers pretty much everything. And Raphael's built this turret as well, which covers their ore, which is quite nice. They're very close to one another on this map. This must be a dream for those two. Knowing that they love each other so much. Being so close, working together, mining the same resources. Here comes the air. There is quite a lot that you could stop. You could stutter and, you know, snipe a couple of workers and stuff, but he's not really wanting to do that. It's probably quite laggy as well, being a 4v4. So it might not be the best move there. But this is very exposed as Nova. But it looks like he's found some workers who are on the hunt here. Pretty bad move, strike meching the rebel player, and he doesn't even need the speeders because they're just dying to the fort. The speeders are just too good, they're going to shut all that down, so I feel like players mostly in this game would just be building some air and really booming. Shut up shop and start getting the economic investment down. Don't think anyone's gone for the holocrons, quite a few kicking about. 3... Where's the rest of them though? Maybe someone is on the holos. Ouch, Tequila's just had a very, 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 very bad time. These are the killing fields right here. Absolute gunning down of glurgs. Bad times. See, he's flying around with the air, but not really much opportunity. Try to stutter, but 2 turrets on you. Lag. I wouldn't want to be doing that. I think you should just boom. Get T4. See, RVA is doing a bit of a counter-attack because he knows that his air's out, and they've got static defense, whereas because Kane's got 3 air bases and so much air out, you wouldn't really think to make turrets, to be honest. And he's built a lot of command centers as well with Azor. So he has lost quite a bit of worker mining time, and a couple of workers here. See Stuart try to help. Managed to kill 3. Oh, 4. That wasn't a bad trade. Very good trade, to be honest, but RV loses his air now, so there's quite a lot of air running around, but what can it do? Definitely got the air superiority, don't get me wrong. They won't be harassed with air as such, but not much we can do with that. I say that them as a team, though, are susceptible to strike mechs, especially if they've got armor. I don't see much of that out of these players either. So I think it's just going to condense into everyone's just booming. Oh, he's finally caught these workers that are on the Nova. Huge loss there for RVA. Delaying this command center going up as well, which is big. He's trying to defend, but you can't really compete with that. There's too many out there. Raphael building some strikes, booming away. We've got it's not Stuart, Ballum and Kane running around with the air as well. RVA saying that his teammate should have gone air as well. I'm not sure we're going to go with this. Still booming away. I think one of the mistakes players make is just not grabbing up the centre of the map early enough as well. If you look at all the resources scattered around here, a lot of ore, Nova, and it's really about establishing that position early as well. Just to make sure that you're there when things start to kick off into the late game. You've got that infrastructure there to build the armies and seize that up. Ton of strike mechs being built here by K3. I don't know if he's planning to go T4 with these, or if he can only do strike mechs. And when he got that memo that Stuart had speeders, he had a bit of a brain freeze and just sort of broke down. Just like all these workers that he's just losing for free. Like this is very. I don't like seeing it, to be honest. It's such. Oh, there's even more. There's more. Wow. He has a turret here. And I don't get it. Why lose them? Just move them. Dearie me. Oh, look at this. Is that not optimal efficiency? Look at the speed they run with those trolleys of ore. Oh. That's the most beautiful thing I've seen. Double T4 air, no way we can handle this. Yeah, you probably can't. It's a terrible thing. Nobody wants to be experiencing that. I really appreciate how Zujklo's base just seems to be built in this nice rectangle on the minimap. So that's the K3 strike mechs that were built long ago and have been idling in the base for a while. Finally released upon the world. You just needed to lose a specific amount of workers to unleash them. You can see that Speeder McGee isn't over there though, dealing with those. Cheeky forward from Kane here, on the troopers as a transition, very good. Don't like to see people just keep building fighters for the rest of their lives. As Republic do have a really nice trooper scheme. Power Core Troop Center, and it's just so easy for him to do this as well, because nobody grabs up the center of the map. We're 35 minutes into the game. And if you really take a hard look at it, you can just see all that resources that are just going to be secured here. And it's going to be such horrible positioning as well for the other players, because they've just got this frat. Not a lot of room on the front actually to build production. So if Raphael wants to get production out, he has to go and build it about here or over here. And I don't think he's quite ready to just shit out strike mechs to deal with this. I know he's got a few, but a couple of grenadiers will deal with this. And he's going to lose all this carbon as well. And the added threat with the cannons are quite well protected. Got the fighters. He's going to struggle to deal with this one. And RV is not ready to deal with that either. It really bothers me that this is still... You've got speeders on your team. You've literally got speeders in... Where are they? They should be dealing with these. Really bad teamwork from these boys. Troopers just getting absolutely pumped out really quickly because of all that tech that Republic got. Does have a shield. Shield's quite good. Strike mechs with shield trade really well with these. See him microing the cannon onto the units there, because they do actually do quite a lot of damage. This is a bit of a cheeky war going on between Tequilas and Stuart. It looks a bit one-sided in terms of the score though. Maybe that's what's been distracting him from sending his speeders out to help his teammates. But really, these two forwards seem to be the game right here. And there just doesn't seem to be a lot to deal with them from both sides. I'm rapidly trying to get down a little fort there. Is he just willing to sack all of this? If he sacks this, he also sacks RVA space as well. Or at least part of it on his production. Has he managed to get a lot of air out? I don't really see any units from him. I should maybe attack around these trees so he can move up. So it's kind of fucking him there. He needs to just grab this, put a shield down here, grab this, and then just open the rest of it up. Looks like he's moving around from this side. This side's a bit weaker on this fort though. And it's got a huge arc. Moving in, he's move his air up as well. Not really much to contest the Mounties here. Advanced Mounties with upgrades. The biggest problem that Raph has had here is just the lack of production to deal with it. Now he's going to get fucked over by his own base because his units are going to like run to different points. I'd like to see a few Grenadiers thrown in here as well. I thought they've got some really nice ones. There comes another shield. You just grab this and these guys will just have really good DPS, because when you double their health and they've got that DPS, they'll actually trade pretty goddamn well with those strike mechs. They don't even get caught. Oh. Bit of a meltdown. T4 for K3. Imagine he's forgotten all about those great sacrifices made by those workers. Even a few cheeky cruisers in the tiny pond. They'll certainly help for 1 or 2 buildings and then completely useless. It seems more of a trolley flex than a actual good decision. Here's the air from RVA. Clean up a few of the troopers, but no shields. Not yet, maybe. Yeah, fast fighters with no shields yet. Certainly a lot of text going through, but none yet. They just don't seem to have anything to do with this. These are good, the assault mechs. They'll help a great deal. But he's going to need some mech destroyers in there as well. It's just insanely difficult when you're caught that easily with forward. And it's such a low production investment to get so many units just because of how fast they build. He does have a good standing force now. He needs to clean the entire thing up. It would be nice if there were some Grenadiers. It would make this a lot more difficult to do. Grenadiers with tracking. Especially when lag happens like that, where they just fuck up their formation and run stupidly. Here comes Balam with his air. So this is pretty terrible for them that they're trading air with him. And this is still here to protect this. Because ideally, you won the air there. The air with the mech will just clean it up the fuck. Here comes the Grenadiers. That's what we've been looking for. They're going to be so good against that that clump of mechs. Look at the bloody range on them. Look at them. They don't give a fuck. Put them under a shield when they're fucking monsters. This fort dying to the old cruiser gang. A few mech destroyers running in here from Balam. Quite a few forts being built here, so you can build Crusaders as well, which are great. Really strong unit. So that's really it. They're boxed into a corner. They're going to run out of resources. They're just getting cut off from the map. I guess there is this one-sided war from Stuart. Great. He's killing tequilas. We really need his help. Where have these been? Like, all game. Like, where's his Air Force been all this game? He's showing up now, but it feels a bit late. It really does. It would have been nice if he built a forward here and applied pressure to both of these. But he's really just sort of built from his base and rallied into his wing. I mean, he's the strongest player on this team as well, and he's not really helped this side, and this side is where the game is being fought, really. Even K3 looking to get involved there. I got Crusaders and Troopers now. The Grenadiers deal with these quite well. Oh, don't run in like that though. You just need to bait the mech army, really. Like, there's other positions where you can put pressure, yeah. If you look at that, the strike mech's rallying into the top there. There's just no defense for them, other than like advanced fighters. That's all they can really defend it with. Even the mighty OPC killer is just getting in there. And he's more worried about that dying than these strike mechs and mech destroyers dying in the base. Looks like a bit of a poor trade there from them. Some troopers coming in from Stuart, that'll certainly help here. But no movement being made on this side of the map. No pressure. This is dumb, says Raphael. Certainly is. Having a bad fucking time. I mean, Balam under this is really taking liberties. He's really eating up a lot of this side. He's creeped up and cut them off. It looks like not many units being made from Kane here. He's trying to tech switch into mech destroyers. What he will have very well though is this air cruiser will do really well against this army. You're going to struggle to deal with it because it doesn't have as much air as he used to. Might bait him into trading all the air away, but if he trades all the air away, they'll struggle against the troopers that shout. So here come the Crusaders. You need to bring the air in, yeah. Is there even turrets anymore? Don't think so. If the Crusaders manage to get in position, they'll do a bit. Oh, they're not training very well. These are so late. Oh. Oh, that was bad. As I said, pretty poor from both sides there, but... Oh, I want to see this clump get grenadiered. Come on. Oh, there's even more. God damn, Balam. Balam on the trainer. Is he just trading his heart out? It looks like he's trading his heart out. Look at those boys getting involved. This is what you need. When you get the mech destroyers behind them, it annihilates. It is so painful. Grenadiers here as well. They don't have the resources. That's it. That's the end of them now. too much harassment going on as well. And I don't know what Stuart's up there. A-winging some people with 1 hour 5 in the game. Really isn't pushed up at all. Nothing to save him. Another shield comes down. That's kind of really up. Despite there being so many corpses of Orange Crusaders there, they were on the winning side. Oh, I love watching that. Beautiful. Fuck your rat. Well, a miserable time. I imagine this is going to end in a wee second. Yeah, not really any coming back from this. These two will quit, and then they'll have no choice on the other side to quit. Bit of resource sharing, but it's a bit too late because they don't have the production to build anything to deal with this. Even, like, look at the turrets as well. Forts everywhere. He must have so many players over there. So he got like 7 forts? 7 forts and advanced anti-air turrets? God damn. Those are his. Those are Naboo ones as well. It's not like he's converted them. So that's them resigning now, accepting their defeat. I quite enjoyed that. It's certainly showcased a few things. There's certainly a lot we could talk about, especially the importance of the centre of the map. I think that's the big thing to take away from this one, is letting people forward that easily. And it's not just because he's got air, it's because you're not in any position in the centre anyway to contest it. If you get yourself pre-set up, it's not that you need to stop someone building a forward, it's that you make it harder for them in the first place, and you've at least got the space to have your own infrastructure there. It's something that I think everyone needs to work on. So Stuart finally calling GG, Oliver's still hanging about, but yeah, nothing they can do. That was nice, especially good play from Kane there. Having the really big economic spike with the 3 nurseries, the fish as well, just pushing out a lot of air, and having that sort of T3 air dominance, and then not overdoing it, not really going for like the mad T4 air, just letting the threat of him being T4 carry through and make people turtle up, getting the forward down. And then just throwing out a lot of troopers and cannons early before people who are stuck booming can deal with it. I like that. So there's a resign. I'm just going to pause it there, because that's the end of the game. Not really much else to say. I'll try and do more videos. If there's anything that you would like to see out the channel, as always, leave a comment and remember to like and subscribe. And just remember, I put that Discord link there, so it'll be an invite link to that community there in the bottom of the channel. So if you want to come and speak to people and maybe organise some games, that's where you will find what little community this game has. So all the best. Take care. Bye bye.